and welcome back to Justice for Olivier Panis. We are up to round 3 and so far it's been 1 win for Schumacher and 1 win for Villeneuve. Villeneuve leads the World Drivers' title and they look set to recreate their 97 rivalry here in our recreation. We are currently 5th, even though the screen doesn't say we are 5th, we are definitely 5th. We have the same amount of points. We're 5th, guys, alright? And in the Constructors, Williams are in the lead of that. They've taken the lead 10 points clear, slightly ominous at this early stage, but there's still plenty of time. Prost are on the board from the points that we got in Australia. Hopefully, we can add a few more in the next round. And round 3 takes place here in Buenos Aires, Argentina. The Argentine Grand Prix was held 20 times as part of the F1 World Championship, plus 1 non-championship running, and every time it was held here at the Autodromo Oscar Iván Galvez in Buenos Aires. Apologies if that is a terrible pronunciation. Now this, the 1997 running, was the 3rd time this race was run on this particular layout of the circuit, known as layout number 6. And this was the layout used when F1 returned to the circuit briefly in the 90s from 95 to 98. The preceding year's races in 95 and 96 were both won by Damon Hill in the Williams. He's probably not going to get a hat-trick considering he's now with a terrible Arrows car, but Williams very much the favourites to make it 3 in a row with probably Jacques Villeneuve. And before we get into the serious matter of the race weekend, I just want to say thank you, because I've been away for a little bit, not been putting the videos out consistently. This is the first time for me actually filming one in a very long time. Basically I had round 2 sat in my edits for very long time, but hoping to kind of pick things up again. But I just want to say thank you for your patience. It was lovely to see people coming back to watch the video when I put round 2 up, so thank you. And we can complete this 18 round virtual series quicker than it takes F1 to do 23 races in real life. That would be the bare minimum target, I think. Okay, time for the all-important Saturday session. In real life, 1997 Argentine Grand Prix, pole position was taken by Jacques Villeneuve. What a surprise. It was an all-Williams front row lockout. Heinz-harald in 2nd, and in 3rd, Olivier Panis. As I said, this is the purple patch, the golden era for him and Prost, where things just seem to be working really well. Wasn't even a wet session as far as I remember. I think it was just completely dry. He was there, 3rd place on merit, and he was ahead of Michael Schumacher, Rubens Barrichello with a great qualifying session of his own in the Stewart in 5th, and Ralf Schumacher in 6th in the Jordan. Excellent performance, and it will be our target. However, it comes with trepidation. As I've mentioned, because of the way this game puts more reliance on setup, but you can't change your setup within a session, I'm doing a lot more practicing ahead of time to try and get good and work out my setup. In-season testing is still a thing in 1997, so I'm doing a lot of it. Basically, I am not confident once again. It was pointed out by some people in the last round that the middle sector of Interlagos was my undoing, very twisty, very difficult, and this circuit has a lot of twisty sections similar to that, so might not be strong here, whether that's my driving style, whether it's the car, whether it's the setup. We will work that out as we go along, but probably going to be another tough one. But I have worked on it. And what I mean when I say I've worked on it is, again, I was using the forum that Racing di Milano sent me as a base, and I realised why I was struggling with those setups so much is because the setups listed were done with Michael Schumacher's Ferrari, and I switched to Schumacher's Ferrari to try it, and it's like, okay, yeah, this works because the car is naturally quicker in a straight line, it turns in better than that especially. Basically, I felt I needed to adapt the setup slightly, so now knowing that, I feel like I'm starting to get somewhere a little bit. However, I still think I am not on the pace. And that led me to another discovery actually. So in real life, the pole time was 1 minute 24 point some extra bits for Jacques Villeneuve. And the reason I looked that up is because I wanted to see how I was doing in comparison to that. And it turns out really well. I'm doing, when I'm really putting laps together, 1 minute 15s. However, the pole time in the game is 1 minute 12. So the pole time in this game is 12 seconds quicker than real life. But I have been working on the setup. I've been tweaking. So hopefully I can get a decent grid position and then make up some good places in the race. Just before the bridge. Off the throttle for too long. The times are going to go down. They are going to go down from 117.
Superb!
Still not quite got that line right through the final corner. Is this going to be an improvement? It is third, but again, that will drop. Yeah, I'm abandoning the whole waiting for the hour, by the way. If I can be able to, weather depending, I'm just going to do all my 12 laps straight away again. It's the impatience in me, the inability to fast forward time annoys me, so I'm just not going to do it. I'm just going to go straight in and fire the laps off. Forget about what everyone else is doing. I'm going to try and better myself. That's how I'm going to look at it. Oh, too late. Damn. I know I can get into the 115s. That's at least my target for this session. Just outside the 115s, that's 7th for now. Okay, traffic hasn't typically been an issue so far, but it is about to be. Is that the Minardi? He's really putting me off at the worst time, at the worst possible part of the track. Let's get past. That's definitely slowed me down, even though he didn't massively obstruct me. Come on, go, 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 go. Could have broken 115s if it wasn't for the traffic. Oh dear. While I'm on this sort of interim wasted lap, I just thought I'd do a quick charity update. Now, if you remember last season, we ended up raising some money for Laureus Sport for Good. And this season we're doing it again for another charity that will be named at the end of the season. How is that happening? Basically, make predictions about what's going to happen. It could be about my results, could be about the AI, could be about a single race, could be across the season. And if it comes true, add a little bit into the charity pot. You can either put your pledge up front, as some people have, or just make a prediction and then decide at the end. I am not going to basically bear down on people and be like, you said you were going to... It's just a bit of fun. I'll do it on the honour system. If you promise, it would be great if you did it. On screen at the moment, there are a few of the predictions that have already been made, including some extra ones from last time out, including one that has unfortunately failed. One to look out for this time is Ralf Schumacher. Hopefully he can get his real-life podium in the game, and that will be another thing for the charity pot. If you want to make a prediction, get involved, and potentially give to charity at the end of the season, that would be great. The other one to look out for is if I can finish ahead of my teammate Shinji Nakano from Simon Core, which I should do. I should do that, but based on that... it's too wasted. Oh dear. And as there wasn't enough pressure on me, Racing Di Milano, who's doing his own playthrough of this game just behind us with Jos Verstappen, he's had 2 wet races and won both of them. 20 points for Jos Verstappen. And we've got 3. Oh. Bottled it already. Awful. Awful. I lost all my rhythm when I bottled that 7th lap, or whatever it was. And then I started talking about charity, and that's what charity does for you. Am I right, guys? Or at least the car didn't blow up. Here we go then. The starting grid for the Argentine Grand Prix. On pole is Jacques Villeneuve, as in real life. Michael Schumacher, his rival, in second. Those two are just going to be running off with it at this rate. Frentzen in third, Berger fourth, Eddie Irvine fifth, and David Coulthard sixth. Nakano's 11th. Nakano qualified ahead of us, and we are 14th. I'm not going to try and get too down about it. I think at the minute, whether it's my setup or my driving style, this type of circuit probably isn't my strength, even though it's annoying because I'm ruining one of Panis's great drives. So what happened in the real 97 Argentine Grand Prix? Well, at the start, Panis had to do a little bit of evasive manoeuvres to avoid getting hit by Michael Schumacher. Schumacher then hit Rubens Barrichello, and then David Coulthard hit Ralf Schumacher, and in short, there was a safety car. When the race restarted on lap 4, it was basically the top 3 back in grid order again. So it was Villeneuve, Frentzen, Panis. Frentzen retired shortly after with a throttle failure, and Panis was then chasing down Villeneuve. He was quicker, and it looked like he could have taken the lead. Then, on lap 18, he had a throttle failure, or was an electrical failure. It's been listed as both. Either way, mechanical failure, Panis out. There's a very good chance if his car didn't fail him, he could have gone on to win that day. In the end, Jacques Villeneuve went on to win from Eddie Irvine. It was looking pretty comfortable. Irvine actually closed up right at the end and finished within a second of him, so gave him a little bit of a scare. And then in third place, as we've mentioned, Ralf Schumacher with a famous podium for Jordan. Obviously, I wanted to be kind of up there and trying to win and recreate, a positive outcome for Panis. Doesn't seem like that's going to happen, so I'm just going to aim for points finish. I think if we can get points from 14th on the grid, it's the least you can ask for. So that is what we're going to aim for. Okay, here we go. The nerves of another pointless race are real. Let's see what we can do. And we're off. It's not a great start. We've dropped one already. Stewart on the inside, but there's going to be a crunch into turn one. Let's see if we can take advantage. We do! Oh, we get hit from behind. We've hit another Jordan. We've hit another Jordan. Oh, was that Fisichella again, or was it Ralf Schumacher? I don't know. I am sorry. Once again, I am blaming the contact from behind. There was definitely contact from the arrows in Interlagos. There was clearly contact there. Nothing I could do about that when, the rear of my car is flying. And once again, we could have been black and white flagged. We weren't. So let's forget about it. We've got to look forward. This early stage is where I think we're going to pick up the places. After that, that's when the struggle, and we might have to go defensive. Oh, and look who's next. It's Jean Alesi up the road. Lost time in section 1, seemed to gain it in section 3. Let's see how we do in section 2. Okay, so this seems to be the place. If we can get a good sector 2 and sector 3 and get closer to Alesi, we might be able to gain a place. Sector 1 seems to be the weak spot at the minute. Oh. Uh-oh. Angry Jordan, back again. Oh. God, that dust kicking up I thought was flames for a second then.
Olivier Panis. In 10th place, Ralf Schumacher.
There's Ralf Schumacher behind me. So, I'm ruining charity now. If that was him I hit at turn 1. So I now have a vendetta against both Jordans. Excellent stuff. I can hear him right behind me. A buzzing hornet right behind me. It's obvious that my straight line speed is saving me at the minute. But struggling through some of the more complex corner sequences. So I did think, based on the last round, why don't I just switch to a more downforce heavy setup? But my lap time suffered doing that. So I feel a little stuck. so frustrating. We seem to close up to Alesi at the same points every lap, but it's never quite close enough. And then we lose him again. Seem to get such good exit speed as well. Maybe I'm braking too late on a lot of these corners. Maybe that's the issue. Oh dear. And I've psyched myself out there thinking about my braking point and lost a load of time. Jordan and McLaren chasing me again. Deja vu. Get away from me. And once again wide, and once again you cannot leave the door open, but I'm going to take this back. Not a chance, mate. Good opportunistic move from Ralf Schumacher, but we managed to hold him off. Where are other people's reliability issues? Why aren't they catching on fire? Look at the speed we can gain through that little, just those two corners, through the Argentine corkscrew. Look at that, gain 7 tenths. Why can't we keep gaining 7 tenths? Oh, it's another tough one. It's another humbling day in this early season. Oh, back markers. Oh, but this looks like an opportunity creeping up ahead. Oh no! Oh, I've gone wide and it did the back button thing. Okay, on to the 10th and final lap now, and we are just fighting to stay in the top 10. Oh dear. Sorry, did Murray just say I'm lapping faster than the race leader? Because if I am, WTF? Oh dear. Now look at all those cars ahead. If we just had a few extra tenths per lap, we could have been really in there. And Schumacher's had the door shut on him. Don't think it's going to be enough. Oh. Best lap was a 15.6, and like I said, that's probably my limit. That's probably the best I could do. And there is confirmation of the results. Jacques Villeneuve wins from Michael Schumacher, Heinz-Harald Frentzen 3rd, Eddie Irvine 4th, Giancarlo Fisichella in 5th, and Gerhard Berger in 6th. Olivier Panis 10th. The fastest lap was Schumacher, a 1:14, pretty much dead. So our fastest lap was 1.5 seconds off the pace. That one does not work for me. Yeah, I'm going to blame the circuit. Yeah, it's not me. That circuit doesn't work. That's why we got rid of it. Yeah, no, I think we'll have stronger days. I am positive about this. We will have stronger days. Let's see what that does to the table. So, Jacques Villeneuve opens out his lead only slightly. He's 7 points clear of Michael Schumacher. Heinz-Harald Frentzen firmly in 3rd place. Eddie Irvine 4th. Jean Alesi just about holding on to 5th. Gerhard Berger drawing level with him on points. We are now officially not 5th. I will accept that we are 7th now because we have moved off points. Fine. In terms of the constructors, wow, even more ominous. Williams onto 40 points. Ferrari are 15 behind. Then Benetton on 8. Prost just about holding on to 4th. Jordan are a new team on the board. They get points through Fisichella. And next time we are off to Imola, and I have a better feeling about this. I've not done any pre-season testing at this track yet. That is just a feeling, but I think this circuit might be slightly better for us. I think we could do quite good things, but I am holding out on pure hope and hope alone. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your patience with me getting out this series. I really appreciate it. This will be out very, very soon. And we'll be going back to Newman Haas Racing very soon. Round 4 of that is in Long Beach, an old F1 haunting ground. Haunting ground? Stomping ground. Sorry. It's Halloween.